The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down to the big lake they call Gitchagumi.
It's a story from Lake Superior that we mostly know from a song by Gordon Lightfoot. But it's also a story about several centuries of boats and their crews navigating the locks and Great Lakes around Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
If we went back to the 1880s, turn of the last century, it would be like a nonstop parade of ship traffic passing. And there's something that you get with all of that extra ship traffic, you get more accidents.
The old Weather Bureau building here, next to the Sault Locks, provided ships with an idea of the weather they might expect on the lakes. There are about 200 shipwrecks along the 80-mile harborless stretch west of Whitefish Point. The Edmund Fitzgerald is one of those.
That was November 10th, 1975. It really wasn't that long ago. Here at the Sault Locks alone, there were 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts that were recorded. And this whole area, the street that we're standing near, Portage Avenue, that was completely flooded. Waves were crashing up over the lock gates here. It was just a pretty dramatic day.
And in Lake Superior, the Fitzgerald was battling 30-foot waves that November night. What can be a beautiful and peaceful lake that turned to one that could consume a 700-foot-long ship?
The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Today, there are only theories about what happened. Paul Savarin at the Valley Camp Ship Museum near the Sault Locks has a few of the only artifacts from the Edmund Fitzgerald.
When she sank, there were debris. 2 of it were the lifeboats. The lifeboats are inside the museum ship Valley Camp.
Both the ship Valley Camp and the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum tell the story of the Fitzgerald and the centuries of navigation that has taken place on these lakes. As for the wreck of the Fitzgerald, exploratory subs have examined the site, but for the most part, it remains undisturbed, the resting place for the 29 who perished.
It was the Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society that in the 80s and early 90s then recovered at the request of the parents the bell from the Edmund Fitzgerald.
The ship's bell was replaced with one bearing the names of those 29 sailors. Every November 10th, here at the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum, the bell tolls for those who were lost.
The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Although decades have passed, the story of the Fitzgerald and the many ships that pass through the Sault Locks today are a sight that bring visitors from around the world. We may never know the exact reason the Fitzgerald went down in November of 1975, but for freighters like this passing through the Sault Locks, these waters will always be some of the most important yet treacherous in the world. Traveling the countryside in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, I'm Andrew McCrae.